I cannot remember a holiday or a family get-together where Irish soda bread was not served. My great-great-grandparents came over from Ireland in the 1850s, and they settled in Philadelphia and Vermont. My great-grandmother was born in Philadelphia and moved to Jersey City in 1902. It was there that she met her cousin Nellie. Nellie ran a boarding house, and my grandmother, who we called Graham, my great-grandmother, who we called Graham, worked at the boarding house. And we think that it's there that the recipe got written down to be shared with all the family members. But actually, the recipe started over 130 years ago back in Ireland when they started making Irish soda breads during the potato famine because it was very easy, it was cheap, and it could feed a lot of people. So when my great-grandmother Graham moved to Jersey City and lived with Nellie, they finalized the recipe. It changed slightly, I believe, from what I know of the history of Irish soda bread. It changed slightly when they wrote it down, but that's the same recipe that we use today. That recipe was passed down from my grandmother. Her name was Gertrude Fox, called Gertie. We called her Graham. She passed it down to my grandmother, Irene Fox, who actually married Joe Fox, which was Graham's son. Irene Fox passed that recipe down to my mother, Joan Fox Mullee, and then my mother passed the recipe down to myself and to my 4 sisters and my sister-in-law, Claire O'Donnell. And to this day, we make that recipe for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, and then again, whenever we have a large family get-together. I'm very happy and excited to have passed this recipe down to my daughter, Annie, and hope someday to pass it down to my son's future wife when that happens. This is a very sacred recipe for my family, and we do not share it with people unless they are part of our family. So it's not published anywhere, it's not in any sort of a cookbook, it's just literally handed down from person to person. We finally wrote it down and passed that on. But I will, having married an Irish American and who is a McGonigal, and that's my married name, McGonigal, I will be passing it down to my daughter, Annie McGonigal, and I will, if they're nice, share it with my sisters-in-law. I have been told that our recipe, now my sister-in-law Maureen's mother is from Ireland, and I've made the recipe for her, and she has told me that it is the best Irish soda bread she's ever had, better than the one she makes herself, and she's directly from Ireland. So we are very pleased with our Irish soda bread recipe, and look forward to having it live on for years and years and years in the future with our children.